Hey YouTube, Jason here with DayTradingFearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, make sure you leave them down below in the comments or the comment section below. So as always, let's jump right into it. This is the weekly watch list for August 3rd, 2020. So we're first going to look at the S&P Emini futures, okay? We could see we're kind of in this rising channel, okay? We could either draw the line here or we could draw the line here, okay? Either way will be okay. Also, kind of draw a line from here to here, okay, just connecting the lows, or we could go from here to here. So this is essentially what we're looking at right now. Now, if I look at from this line to this line, we could say we have a rising wedge, which is bearish, right? If we fell below this kind of little base right here, if price kind of fell right below here, I would look at this lower trend line as a support level. Now on the upside, if we use this line, we also still have a rising wedge. Okay, so we have two different style rising wedges, but they're both kind of the same exact thing. So this is going to be important. We're kind of sideways action, but here's the thing. We have not taken out with Apple's earnings this week, Google, Amazon, Facebook, with how strong tech's been, we have not been able to take out the new highs. To me, I want to get bearish the market, but again, we have to read the charts, and this market is so resilient at the current times that we're at. So we have to understand and respect that the market is strong until proven otherwise. Remember, anything could change. Right now, you have Congress who's let the stimulus of $600 extra from the federal government kind of go bye-bye, if you want to say, and they did not renew it, and they're still negotiating. It's a bunch of adults who are acting like a bunch of kids who they really don't care about you and I. Okay, that's the way I personally look at it, because if they did, they knew the state was coming months ago, and they should have already been planning for extension, not wait till the last couple of days to start to negotiate. So, but with that being said, the market is what the market is. And the market, every time it sells off, the buyers step back in. So you guys have to be very cautious of this if you're trying to get short the market. Don't try and pick tops and bottoms, okay? Maybe wait for a break below, or wait till it reaches a upper end, right? Maybe this swing high, which is also the all-time high, okay? Or wait for maybe one of these trend lines to be touched to maybe try and short, kind of like here. If we come back up here, we could do it. This trend line, right? It kind of a couple days goes by, we touch it, and then we sell off. So watch that for potential short trades up at these trend lines. And remember, manage risk. It's the number one thing to do while trading. So that is the S&P Emini futures. Again, I'm going to say bias to the upside, at least up to this 3,300, maybe even the 33.25 level. But who knows, maybe we'll reach all-time highs this week. Again, the market is in a very bullish state, while the economy is in a very bearish state. Nothing makes sense. I get it, but this is what we have to trade with. So real quick, SPY. Okay. With SPY, essentially the same exact things going on here, right? Kind of rising wedge. But again, maybe watch for up on SPY. I'd be watching this maybe 33, 34 level. Right, 334. Again, remember S&P tracks the S&P Emini futures, but sometimes the daily charts look a little different because of pre and post market, things like that. So, but again, sell-off came, right, pulled back, bounced, and now we're going higher. So again, higher here. Let's look at QQQ. Now, one interesting thing is this whole way up, one of the things that really took care of or kind of helped move the market higher for the NASDAQ is Apple, Facebook, Google, right? All these big at-home work tech companies. And one of the interesting things that's going on was this high was made right around the Netflix earnings report and fell, but now you have Apple that just made new highs. They're around $425 a share. Blew out earnings, right? Amazon's back up near its all-time highs. Facebook all-time highs. But yet the NASDAQ is not making all-time highs. Just something to be very cautious about. We could either do a channel like this, duplicate, right? And then come down here and look at this channel that's kind of going to the upside. But on the other side of it is we can also maybe draw a channel from here to here, and maybe this is a bull flag, right? Here's our flagpole right here, and watch for a potential break to the upside. So it's very interesting. Do we break down, roll back over, come down to around the 250 level, or do we break out and to get levels to the upside up here? We would be looking at our Fibonacci extension, draw it from the low to the high, and then all the way back. And these are the levels, 275, 281, and then 286.25. So that is something we'd be looking at over for the QQQs. Next thing we're going to look at real quick is Apple. Again, they report earnings. These are trend lines, things I drew from the past week. As we could see, we kind of went sideways, tried to pull back a little bit, never made it, and went right to the high of this trend line that we drew last week. So Apple, they're doing a 4-1 stock split within the next probably few weeks. So with this, Apple will go from $400 down to $100 and change. But I do see this is going to probably keep going up a little bit more. It's bullish, probably maybe extend this trend line to the right and maybe up to the 450 level, and then potentially roll over. So, finally, or two more things. Let's do an update on Intel, INTC. So last week we made these Fibonacci's. They missed on earnings, and I told you to watch this 200% level for a bounce around the 46.80 level. Even drew this out, so if you want to go to last week's watch list, take a look at it, and look where price came directly to the 200% and bounce. So there was a great trade opportunity if you guys took advantage of it from the prior week. So it was a very, very nice bounce. Just using Fibonacci's because that's what the algos use to predict where price will go. And then finally we have Bitcoin, GBT or BTC. So the futures are BTC for Bitcoin. Usually I don't follow Bitcoin that much. I'm always watching it, but we can see, we could draw this a few different ways. We have a shoulder, or a inverse head and shoulders, the left shoulder, the right shoulder, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here's our neckline. We could draw one of two ways, either this way, or we could draw it and make a slanted neckline where we kind of broke out from the upside. This looks bullish. Probably the next major level is going to be around the 1330 level, then 1430, and then finally up to the 1500. Remember, these are future contracts, so there's cost carry. That's why we're not seeing the all-time high. That was on regular Bitcoin up around 2000, 20,000. Also, to get real levels, let's just draw a Fibonacci extension from this low to this high, all the way back down. Okay, and these are our major levels to be watching, right? That 1320 kind of matches up here. The 1618 is around the 15375, which is also kind of right around this 1500 level, which was the all-time high on the futures. But remember, we're contracts, so the real number is 20,000 on Bitcoin. And then ultimately the 1786. So Bitcoin does look bullish. It looks like it's breaking out from this massive inverse head and shoulders. So if you're on a long Bitcoin, I would hold on to it and things like that. So as always, thank you for watching. Be safe out there. Always protect your losses and manage risk. That is one of the number one things, and don't let the emotions get to you. But thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll talk to you soon.